Yep.
We see. It should be. Can you guys hear at all? Hello, hello, hello,
Yes,
hello.
yes, yes, yes. I hear you now. I hear it now. I hear it
Okay,
now.
okay, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Is your AirPods connected to?
No, no, it's
Oh,
eh?
I think AirPods might be connected to this.
Let me put it in. Okay, think we're good now.
Yep, that sounds good.
Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Show.
Thank you, Jack. Um, so at Village Mortgage, we're connected with 120 different banks, credit unions, and lenders, and that's real. Like we have to have I've administrative staff to keep up with all the recertifications and the annual agreements and the lawyers. It's a lot of work, but it's been really worth it. And we use all those banks and credit unions to the client's advantage. There's nothing more discouraging than turning someone away, a client away, and thinking they can't get approved and have to get pre-approved with someone else. And in that meantime, and during that transition from denial to hopefully another approval, there's a really high chance we lose them. We want to make sure to keep them in our grasp.
I'll let them in.
Okay, sounds good. Beyond the down payment assistance stuff, we do everything from conventional VA loans all the way to no income type loans. No income, whether it's primary or investment property. There is, of course, the traditional stuff that we do, like W-2s and tax returns, but there are, for self-employed individuals, there are better ways to take a look at how someone makes their income rather than tax returns.
Sorry.
It could be, we could also be looking at their bank statements, for example, or their profit and loss statements from their tax person. We pretty much I would think of it like this. Any way that shows income, we would probably accept it. They wouldn't get the lowest rate with conventional, but that's not what these loans are built for. That's not the clientele that these loans are built for. Conventional loans, VA, FHA, they're for those who regular traditional W-2 employees who pay their taxes day in and day out. But you're not always going to have those types of clients, and you don't only want those types of clients either. You really want to be open to more individuals who or self-employed, maybe even another real estate agent, or maybe even another, it could be a plumber, electrician, an accountant who's self-employed who don't pay taxes. Um, no, we don't really share anyone's affinity with paying income taxes, so there has to be other ways to qualify them. Beyond that, we do seconds as well. HELOCs, which is the lines of credit placed on their property without touching their first lien. We also have um, private money loans as well. We actually are funding private money loans in-house now these days. Let's see, we got Quincy, Brian Young. What's up, Brian? Hi, Quincy. What's up, David? And Trang. Hi, Trang. Good to see you again. Let's see, how do I go to the next slide without breaking this computer? Just click. Okay,
Yeah, just click.
perfect.
Make it smaller so it doesn't bother you.
Okay, thank you. All right, today we're here to talk about the CalHFA Dream for All program. This is a really important program. Everyone's going to be asking you about it, and you need to know about it. And CalHFA Dream for All is going to be around for years to come. So right now, the lottery system's coming out, and but even when the lottery system is not around, maybe 8 months from now, you still need to know about it because people will still ask you about it because clients are not in the know like you are. They don't know that this is the third round. They may not know that it's not first come, first serve. So what is CalHFA Dream for All? really quick rundown. I think most people know the basics, but just in case, for those who haven't, it is not a grant. They give you your down payment that's designed for first-time home buyers, and you have to pay back that money. So that's why it's not a grant. But not only that, it's a shared appreciation loan program. So when I say shared appreciation, Jack, sorry, I forgot your mug.
Oh, yeah.
It's in my car. I will give it to you in a second. When I say shared appreciation, let's say you buy the home for 600,000 and they lend you 20% down. That means you are borrowing 120,000 right off the bat, right? 600,000 times 0.2. But one day when you sell your home or refinance, when you sell your home or refinance and you sell it for 700,000, CalHFA takes 20% of that $100,000 appreciation. Does anyone have any questions about that? Because that part I feel like most people get. That's the easiest part. What does anybody know what happens if you do not sell or refinance? You put on a 30-year fix, right? You put on a 30-year fix. So clients ask me this all the time. See if anyone knows the answer. What if I don't sell and what if I don't refinance? What do I ever pay back the loan? Do I ever pay back the loan? Anybody? You do. They hand you a bill at the end of the 30-year fixed. What's up, Thomas? Hey. They hand you a bill at the end of the 30-year fixed. But in 30 years, your $600,000 home is going to be worth like 3 million. And then you can always cash out refinance anyway. So we can swap out the CalHFA loan with a regular loan. Like the $150,000 that you borrowed, $120,000 in this example, we can always refinance that for you. There are no monthly payments for the $150,000. That's why this program is amazing. It's called a silent second. It does not even garner interest in the background, and just so you know, you should know, a lot of second liens that help with the purchase, right? I'm not talking about HELOCs. I'm not talking about a second that you get later on to help with the construction. I'm talking about a second that you get during a purchase transaction. A lot of the times, that second builds interest over time. And then when you sell your home 10 years later, that $100,000 that you borrowed for the second is now 200,000. That's how that's how that bank makes the money, of course. They have to make money, but this comes from the state. So there's actually no monthly payments for 150,000 or 20% down, whichever is less. That part's important. It's 150,000 or 20% down, whichever is less, not more. So if you're buying 600,000 and you want the full 150, you cannot, right? You cannot. 20%. You only 20%. That's right. All right. The timing of this, because everybody wants to know the timing, right? We have to remember that this is just a portal that's open for a couple of weeks, okay? It's open from February 24th to March 16th. That's just a time when you apply. It's not first come, first serve. It's just a time for you to apply. Once that portal is closed, CalHFA, they need time to do the background checks. Well, what kind of background checks? Well, make sure you're a first-time home buyer. Also, make sure that your parents' name was spelled correctly and that you're able to find your parents and and couldn't find any properties under their names, because the background checks are to make sure that you're a first-generation home buyer. If you have 3 borrowers, do all 3 borrowers have to be first-generation home buyers? No. If you have 3 borrowers in this example, all 3 people have to be first-time home buyers, but only one person has to be a first-generation home buyer.
Anyone.
Any one of them.
Oh, okay.
Only one.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
As a quick refresher too, first-time home buyer means you did not own a home in the last 3 years. That's federal guidelines. That's not something the state makes up. We all follow that. So I actually have someone who sold their home in 2021 or 2022 maybe, and they just made it past the 3, and we just qualified them. They only make $150,000. Okay. Him and his wife, $150,000. They owned a home in Cyprus. I bought for them 5 years ago or whatever it was. They sold it 3 years ago. And I just pre-approved them yesterday for $900,000. It's not bad. So they're borrowing the whole 150,000. So it ends up being like much less than 20% down. But they'll take the whole 150. Now they're buying power because they have no down. They went through hard times a few years ago. They used all the money from the net proceeds when they sold the home. They have no down payment. Their purchasing power went from 750 to 900,000 thanks to Dream for All. So without Dream for All, because they have a family, they pretty much can't buy what they need to buy. They'll be renting. That's the story for a lot. That's the kind of the point of the program is that people who are renting, they're renting because, well, I can't buy the house that fits my family, but Dream for All makes that happen.
Good question.
Oh, I have two questions. Sorry, I can't see them.
Trent asks if there's an income cap.
There are income caps. Yes. I'm going to show you a chart
Okay,
with the income caps, and then I'm going to show you how to find that chart on your own. Or also, you can also always email me, and I'm happy to text you or email you as well.
okay, Brian's got a question. Like, what if an asset is acquired via trust? Does that still make you a homeowner? I'm guessing the
Yes.
parents.
Yeah. It's a good question. So the question is, if a property is owned through a trust, okay, so let's break down how that trust works. So it's yes or no, depending on how you're asking, actually. How a trust works is if my father owns a property and he puts it in a trust, that's the best way to protect the asset, right?
Right.
But when my father puts in trust, he is, I'll say trustee, but I'll just call him, when you hear the word trustee, by the way, in talking about trust, think the word CEO. CEO, he's the boss of that trust because he's still alive. It's his property. So if he wants to sell it, he can sell it. If he wants to refinance, he can refinance it. Um, but if as long as my father is around, I don't really own it yet. I'm just the beneficiary.
True.
But if as soon as my father passes away, I own it. So if in your question, if my father had passed away in that scenario, then I'm officially homeowner that day because it automatically passes through the courts and into my name. And that would show up in the background check too. Yeah, it would show up in the background check like that.
Oh, so if the property was in the trust, from the father,
Yeah.
then they won't qualify.
Um, if
Kids
the
will qualify.
if the kids won't qualify if the father's no longer around. In a traditional trust, if the father wants to make sure that all of his properties goes to his kids, he'll put all his properties under the trust.
Right. But does that mean that the father no longer owns a home once it is a trust?
No, he still owns a home, and he's
Okay,
the
so
only.
he's still a homeowner.
He's still a homeowner. Yes,
Oh, okay,
that's
got it.
right.
That's what I'm trying to like.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
You know, is there any little tricks?
That's smart. That's smart. I like where your head is at.
Yeah.
You're a real realtor.
Okay, got it.
What do you get? Hey, what do you get when you win the lottery? Oh, by the way, really quick, background check, it takes 3 weeks to a month, by the way. Okay, so the portal closes March 16th. So let's call it a month, right? Middle of March, they finish the background checks middle of April. Give them a couple of weeks to pull the lottery, they're pretty slow. It's a state after all, I would say end of April, beginning of May is when they complete the lottery and they issue vouchers. So, oops, let's go to the next one. Okay, once the buyer has received the voucher, they have 90 days to reserve a home. So they have 90 days to lock a rate. Exactly.
Okay.
You have to be an escrow to lock a rate. So when we lock a rate, it locks to the property and the borrower, but mainly you need the property first. 90 days extensions are available now for the first time. If you're unable to locate a home because they're kind of realizing 90 days was so short, they're actually getting better every time. Like they're hearing people complain or suggestions, and they're actually molding the program. So it's actually a little different every time. One question I get really often is one question I get really often is what are the chances of me winning lottery? Like, come on, like, is it really worth my time? you're pretty much guaranteed to get it eventually. Why do I say that? In the second round of CalHFA, which is the first time we did the lottery, we had all the people who went through the lottery and everybody who did not was put on a wait list. We're about to exhaust that wait list. That's why there's a third round now.
Oh, so eventually you
Yeah.
will get it. Just maybe not this round. It could be the next round.
It would be this round probably. Like it would be this round because even if they don't get the lottery, you get put on the wait list for that same third round, and then they're going through that wait list
Got it.
because they're about to exhaust the second round's wait list right now.
Mm.
I had someone who was pretty much almost at the end of the second round of wait list, and they finally waited their turn. They did the second round like a year and a half or 2 years ago or something like that. 2 years ago, I feel like. And they were 1,000th in line. It was like 1,006 or something. And they waited a full year and they finally got it.
Wow.
And then same thing applies, 90 days to locate
Mhm.
property.
Yep. When you're issued a voucher, you got to move. Because that 90, even the 180 days, like 90 days, you want to just get them in. All right. Here are some problems that CalHFA solves. Okay, the Dream for All program. The income limits are aggressive. So you can utilize this to increase your sales price. We talked about that. Number two is, increasing the purchasing power of your everyday client. And three, we talked about how there's no payments or interest payments on the down payment assistance program. And number four is new. Number four is you can actually increase your purchasing power even more because the clients are allowed to put down 5% down of their own money on top of the 20% down that they're going to get. So in some setups, I have like in the case of someone buying 900,000, right? They get $150,000 down payment assistance from the government. If they wanted, they could do another 45,000 on top of that with their own money and qualify for 945,000. That's a lot of extra. So in that previous example, they went from 750 to 900,000, and now they're going from 900,000 to 945,000 because they could put down 5% of the down with their own money on top of the down payment assistance. They're not allowed to do more than that. They kind of figure that if you have a lot of money, you probably don't qualify. You probably shouldn't have the down payment assistance.
What about gift funds?
Yeah, gift funds should be allowed. Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
gift funds are allowed. Yeah.
Well, Brian has a couple questions.
Now I'm just
Yeah.
gonna pull it out so everybody can read it.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
Yes, let's see.
That's good. You're keeping an eye on the questions for me. What if an asset is broken?
You can answer that, right? After the boo, he was calling
okay.
you boo.
Let's say we've designated ourselves as beneficiaries only on the trust asset. Trustee is a homeowner. Is beneficiary homeowner? No, it's not. Yeah, beneficiary is not the homeowner. Wait, so once you submit, you're in until you win? Yes. You're in until you win. I like that. That's really catchy. That's really catchy. I like that. Of course, you have to pass the background check. But if you pass the background check, you in until you win. That's right. That 5% can be a gift. Yep, good question. Is there a cap on the gift funds? It's also 5%. Yes. Well, you could also get gifted the closing costs too. I'll say that again. You can also get gifted the closing costs as well. That's allowed. Yeah, but for the down payment itself, it's got to be 5% is the most you can put on top of down payment assistance.
The maximum is 150,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
10% of 150 is that what?
5% of the purchase price is the max. Yeah. So if you're buying like 900,000, for example, purchase price, 150 would be the max you get, but you can also do another 5% of 900,000, which is 45,000. Yeah. All right. All right, here you go, Sandra. I got some income limits for you. Oopsies. Wait, that was fast. Income limits. This is like a partial because there's many more counties in California, but this is the counties that are relevant to us, which is Los Angeles on the bottom left corner, Orange County on the top right corner, San Bernardino, and Riverside
Is that
is there as
per
well.
family or per person?
Per loan application.
Okay.
Yeah, per loan application. Yeah, so if you have like a family of five and all five are working, you can just choose two to be on the loan application.
But the income has to be enough to
Income has
qualify.
enough to be enough to qualify.
Now all of a sudden, those people that has no income, but the parents don't own a home, become very valuable.
Yes.
You're not taking away my income limit. Your parents.
Some limits.
Oh shit, they're so popular right now.
That's funny how they count.
Feel free to text me and I will send you this PDF too. It's handy when it's on your phone.
It's on CalHFA's website, right?
Yes, you can also find it by just Googling CalHFA Dream for All
Yeah.
rates or income limits. You can get both. Yeah. For interest rates, nobody has better interest rates than one another. It all comes from CalHFA. Everyone gets the same rate depending on the day. I think today is 6% for CalHFA Dream for All.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate, the 5%, it can't be more than 5% because otherwise it wouldn't make sense for them to qualify income wise, right? Is that why?
Yeah, right. Not income wise. So the question is,
That they would have the money.
right, exactly.
Okay.
Right. The question is, just to reiterate, you cannot do more than 5% down because then it shows that they have enough money perhaps for their own down payment. That's true. That's true. Yeah. So you cannot do more than 5% down. It's likely because CalHFA thinks, well, you have more than 5% down, you probably
It's conventional on your own.
yeah, do
Right.
conventional on your own.
What if they move the money elsewhere and they apply for this?
Yeah, right. They don't even they actually don't even get disqualified if they show they have a lot of money. Yeah, so they're okay as long as you don't use it towards the transaction.
No, I
yeah.
thought this is a government program, but is there any limits on a seller credit emphasis with the quotation marks?
No, there's no limit. But there's limits. Yes, it cannot be more than the closing costs. Yeah. So if your the closing costs actually for the Dream for All is actually much more. It's actually a lot more. I mean, I have to calculate it one by one, but like it's like $14,000 more or whatever on top of the usual closing costs.
Shit.
So seller credit can be helpful sometimes. Yeah.
But it can't be a seller credit for a roof.
No. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. It's like not a good idea to have seller credit for like specific repairs in general for all programs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good you brought that up because if the lender sees, oh, what's wrong with the roof, they're going to ask for an inspection report or a roof certification in your case. Yeah. Even if it's like for the for the for the faucet I don't like. So, oh, what's wrong with the faucet? We need to make sure the faucet's okay. Yeah. So what you would just say is seller credit towards buyer's closing costs. Period.
That's it.
Just write that.
Yeah, just write that. Yeah.
Lender don't trip out.
Don't trip out.
Say it again, how do you write it?
Yeah. So the exact verbiage, by the way, because everyone gets seller credit. The exact verbiage you should always put on your addendums is seller credit towards buyer's closing costs. Whatever it's for, termites, it's just an all-encompassing sentence for all types of credit. So you can have $1 million in the bank and still qualify. Yep, you can. Yep, you can. So the question is, so you can have $1 million in the bank and still qualify for the down payment assistance? That's right. They don't check that. Yeah, they don't check that. Yeah, I know. I know. I agree. All right. The process is that they need to get pre-approved. So they need to be pre-approved actually with a CalHFA Dream for All approved lender if they even want to apply in the portal. They cannot apply in the portal without getting a Dream for All pre-approval letter from someone like me. Actually, only me, actually. I'm the only CalHFA Dream for All pre-approved lender. just so you know. Yeah. Um, and they get a nice letter like this from me, and they need to use that letter for the portal. Yeah.
Also, they do need to talk to you before they go sign.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't get very far without me
Okay.
or someone like me. Yeah.
Impossible.
If impossible without
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
pretty much. Yeah. Um, I think people are going to continue asking this for like the next 3 months at least. And this kind of program is something where when someone asks about it, you don't just shut them down. So I'm talking from experience because even when the CalHFA portal is shut down and they're talking to me, I would still explain the program to them if they're a cold lead. So I would imagine I get phone calls, either they find me from Yelp, they don't know who I am, they probably have a lender already, they're from Citibank, because none of the big banks do Dream for All. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know that. Actually, I'm not trying to just like none of the big banks do Dream for All. You have to go through a mortgage broker. So I'll get calls, and even if the CalHFA Dream for All program is shut down, I'm still going to explain the program to them because it helps build rapport, and you're still serving a potential client. So I would try to keep your notes handy for a couple months. Yeah, it's really handy. And a lot of people, especially in those of us who, for those of the clients that are lucky enough to be able to buy without the program, a lot of the times they're calling to ask about the Dream for All, but they qualify without it. They qualify without it. Explain the program to them, go through the program with them, and then of course, you're gonna in somewhere in your spiel, you're gonna say, well, they actually shut that down. And remember, it took 2 years for the third round to come out between the second round and the third round. Do you really want to wait 2 years, or do you want to just get pre-approved to buy something today?
Right.
Right? Dude, 2 years is because that's a true story. It was actually 2 years. I'm remembering now. It's like a year and 8 months or something. A year and 10 months. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions?
Can you, so what's the, like, for LA County, like, what's the max budget, let's say if they do have the 5% and
Yeah, it's a little short of a million. Yeah, it's a little short of a million. It's like 950.
950?
Yeah, 950, 960. So um, the question was, we use if they're at the income limit of LA County and they have their own 5% down, what's the absolute max if they have no debt and clean credit and all that? It's a little short of a million for a single family home. If it's a condo, because of the HOA fee, it's a little less, but 900,000, whatever it is. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know. Purchase price, yeah. Purchase price, not bad, huh?
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, we could definitely find something.
It's not bad at all.
And it's LA County.
LA County, yeah,
Yeah, no worries. Shit.
yeah.
Back to the income limits, does the limit apply to like two working parents? That they have to be under that limit, or is it just per application? So
Yeah. Good question. So the question is, do the income limits apply to also the parents? It applies to the borrowers on the loan, the applicants.
so like the spouse as well.
This-
Let's look at,
Only if you decide to include them on the loan application.
okay, so
Yeah.
it's probably better to not include the spouse and qualify.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I have heard whispers though. This is unverified. I have heard whispers that CalHFA doesn't like that. If you're married and you don't include the spouse, but I don't see how they know if the spouse makes money or not. I think you're okay. Because the third round hasn't happened yet and they're always improving it. So, but for the second round, you could totally not include the spouse, just so you know. And the third round, I've heard whispers that they don't like that, but I think there's no way to know if your spouse, because your spouse doesn't work, not you, but like if one spouse doesn't work, you're not going to include them on the loan app, but you still have to say you're married, and they know that. So I think
Like
You
a gray area there.
Yeah, but I think we're in more. I think I'm pretty sure I can say almost definitively, if you need to drop a spouse to qualify to be beneath the income limit, you should try. You should do it.
What if you filed taxes jointly? They check your tax returns and find out that, oh, you filed.
Yeah.
Why didn't you include your spouse?
That's a great question. That would raise a red flag if it shows that your spouse made income, but for the loans, I'm not necessarily required to submit your tax returns.
Hmm.
I only need to submit your tax returns for this type of loan if you're self-employed.
Hmm.
If you're self-employed. And you need to use self-employment income, actually. So actually, if you're self-employed, only if we need the income from your self-employed income, then I'll submit your tax return. So if you have a W-2 job and you don't need the income from your self-employment, then we're gravy. We're gravy.
Sandra has a question.
Sandra asks, what's the stats on how many applicants actually got the loan for the previous round? They don't release that to my knowledge, actually. It's a good question. I do know that not, I do know that everybody who was on the wait list pretty much did get a voucher eventually, but how many people actually utilized the voucher? I don't know. I do have a couple of clients who actually did not utilize the voucher. Yeah. I do have a couple of clients who did not utilize voucher because between the time 2 years ago when they first applied, they were getting raises or got a different job and it was once it became their turn, their income was too high. It was beyond the income limit. What are some restrictions on selling the property? Great question. There's no prepayment penalty. Um, if you refinance, because if rates drop to 3% next year and they refinance, you have to pay back everything. So you're not allowed to, well, you can refinance one time. You can refinance one time, they said. We don't know what that looks like yet. They said you have to refinance through CalHFA and the rates come from CalHFA. So basically it's like redoing the Dream for All program for you through CalHFA. You can sell anytime. The question is, what are restrictions on selling? And you can sell anytime you like. There's no restrictions, but you have to pay back everything plus the shared appreciation at that time. Yeah.
How much, I wasn't here in the beginning, maybe I missed it.
It's okay.
How much of the shared appreciation are you giving back to?
Yeah. The question is how much of the shared appreciation are we giving back to CalAlpha? And it's 20%. Yeah.
Would that number like forever, or does that number ever come down? Like if they, like, oh, we stay in the property for 30 years.
Right. It is almost, actually it's not always 20%, I should say. It's kind of more of a rule of thumb. And whatever the number is, it does stay the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it does stay the same. So in the example of my 900,000 that I've been using, they can't, it's the down payment assistance is, so this is an example of when it's not 20% down actually. But this is an example of when it's not 20% shared equity. If you're buying a $900,000 home and you want as much money as you can from CalHFA Dream for All, it's 150,000 or 20% down, whichever is less. When you're buying 900,000, which one is less? 150,000 or 20%?
150.
150. 150,000 is less. It's like, I don't know, 16% down or something. Something like that. So CalHFA, when you sell your home, they take 16% shared equity, not 20%. It matches whatever the percentage of the assistance. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So clarification, so share equity meaning, let's say it's 20%. Property go up to mil, that's 400,000, or they just pay off the,
Yeah, they have to give it back. Yep.
they have to give back how much? 200 or 400?
If it would be 20% of the equity, of the shared appreciation. Yeah.
So-
So if it appreciates 2 million,
Yeah.
then
Right.
it's 400,000 on only the shared appreciation. And then they still have to give back 100 or 20% down or 150,000 they initially borrowed as
So
well.
they have to pay back 600 or something.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't math right though. Cause,
No, he doesn't. I mean, you could make that.
Oh, he
Unless
wasn't
the-
using
so
the
they
negative
have-
I
1,000,
mean-
yeah.
but then what if they sell, what if the appreciation isn't, it didn't appreciate that much and they's like, oh shit, it's the man, we gotta sell this place.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they still have to give, what if like it doesn't. They still have to give back that initial assistant,
Mm-hmm.
and then that. Also, they just give back less appreciation. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
I think.
Right.
They bought it at a mill. Let's say they bought it at a mill.
Yeah, sure.
Property went up to 1.5.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Appreciate 50%. So they need to keep the share of the profit, right?
Yeah.
But if they refinance, do they still calculate based on, do they still need to pay the profit? Or they
Right.
just pay how much they borrow?
CalHFA, they will let you for this time, for this third round.
No.
Oh, yeah. Seminar for Dream for All.
CLF.
That's right. Yeah, that's what this is for. Yeah.
Sorry.
Welcome. That's okay. Have a seat here. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
No problem. So the question is if we buy it at $1 million and
Who knows?
and go to and it appreciates all the way to 2 million, do we?
If they refinance, then in a way, they're not taking any profit out.
Right. CalHFA allows you to refinance one time and not pay back the loan,
Not pay back the loan.
not pay back
The
the
assistance.
assistance.
What if I would just want to pay up the $200,000 and I don't need to pay you the profit?
You can't. You have to pay back everything. Yeah, you
So-
pay back the
Then
assistance.
refinance with somebody else.
Yeah, so you can either do a one-time refinance and not pay back anything to CalHFA, or you can refinance and pay back the appreciation and the
So
original
when I
down payment.
refinance, they will look at the appraisal report.
Yeah. Which refinance are you doing though?
Huh?
Remember, there's two refinances you're allowed to do.
Mm,
One is a one-time refinance, and one is what your refinance to pay back everything.
Refinance to pay back the loan, the how much I owe them.
Perfect. Then they would look at the appraised value.
What if I bought it at a mill, right? I got the program. They appreciate the 2 mil. I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm not gonna refinance, but I wanna pay off the loan. And so I'm not getting the appraisal. I'm borrowing 200 grand from Michael.
Uh-huh.
I wanna pay it off. Then there's no appraisal.
There's no prepayment penalty, right?
Then you don't know how much it's valued. I just wanna pay you off right now.
I don't. There's no mechanism for that yet. Yeah.
I could borrow from you 200,000
Yeah.
in like 3 months. Since the property-
Yes, and in your way, no problem. This is mine. Go away.
30%.
No problem. Since
Yeah.
the value didn't really
Thank
go up much,
Sorry.
but I
Yeah.
wanna pay it off. I got $200,000 from my friends and my family. I wanna pay it off. I can pay it off, right?
Yeah, but the bill that comes, so imagine trying to pay it. You can't, like, how would you even send them the money? The way we do it is we ask for something called a payoff demand.
Hmm.
We ask for a payoff demand. The payoff demand won't just say 150,000. It'll be much more than that. Yeah, but it's
How do you come with that number? I think
Uh,
that's your headache, it's not you.
yeah,
That's headache, it's not my headache.
right. They need an appraisal report.
Okay.
Yeah, they need an appraisal report for sure. Yeah.
Be friends with the.
Um,
Do we pick our own appraiser?
sure, yeah, no problem. Yes, sir.
First one, is there, I don't know if you said this earlier, but is there a potential end date to this program?
We see this we see this going on for a long time.
Okay.
A long time. I mean, the third round, it's going to be short, but the fourth round will come back eventually after a couple of years. Fifth round, 2 years after that, et cetera, et cetera.
So there's gonna be like intermittent gaps in between.
Yeah, because there's only so much funding.
Right.
There's only so much funding. And the funding gets replenished when people sell their homes. And the funding theoretically is supposed to grow and grow and grow because they're making money on the shared appreciation.
Um, is this similar to FHA where you can even finance maybe a duplex or triplex or?
Yeah, great question. CalHFA Dream for All is for one unit only. Condos or single families only. PUDs, condos, single family.
Now hypothetically, what if we had to sell the house at a loss?
Yeah, then there's no appreciation payback.
But then you still gotta pay back the down payment that they.
Pay back the full
Oh,
down payment.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's
It ain't
not,
free
it's
money.
not,
No,
they're not gonna take it.
Yeah.
You earn $1, man. You still owe them a quarter.
You and Jack should go into a business together. You guys think alike.
Poking holes in
No, you're totally right.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
In 10, 20 years, I sell it to my friend at a cheaper value. What are they gonna do?
That's right. That's right.
$1 million in 20 years.
Off-market deal?
No, I sell $1 million.
Oh, yeah, like, you can't sell off market.
Appreciation may change hand.
Yeah. We haven't gotten to that far yet. But of course, if it's Chinese clients or Chinese clients asking about that, there's always ways to do things like that. But of course, if they catch fraud, then you're in trouble, you know. You can try if they want to, but
It's gonna take you so long to get
No, I'm
paid
not
off.
gonna do
Yeah. I have clients asking about that too. Like, what if I didn't like do this, do that on my income and things like you can if you want to, but then if you get caught, it's like it's fraud. It's obviously fraud. Like for me, like I could report zero income if I wanted, but but it's still fraud,
Right.
I was asking for that.
Yeah. No. It's we get those clients asking those kinds of questions all the time. All the time.
Can you stack this with other down payment assistance loans?
Someone sent me something this morning that they said it might work with it. I haven't gotten any confirmation yet though, but I'm looking into a couple things right now. Well, I'm looking into one specific program. I don't remember the name of it, but basically I'm going to say no. Basically, it's no right now. The question is, can we stack this with other down payment assistance
Like
programs?
grants or,
No grants for sure.
oh,
No grants for sure, I think. But yeah, basically it's no right now. As far as I know. Yeah. So if there's no appreciation, it's basically interest-free down payment assistance. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Joseph the question is, if there's no appreciation, is it basically interest-free down payment assistance? I would say, yeah. I would say it that way.
trailer homes?
Trailer homes, no. Yeah, trailer homes, no. I don't even think manufactured homes are allowed. Yeah, I don't think so. That's a no.
New builds?
New builds is possible.
Yeah.
New builds is possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
No.
Tim, you mentioned it's a voucher. How are the funds dispersed? Is it just deposited into escrow or how's it?
Yeah, good question. I take care of that. Yeah, I take care of that. Like I have the voucher. It comes in a really thick red pocket.
It goes in the mattress.
Yeah. The question is, when they have the voucher, where does the money, like, how does the down payment assistance, like, where does it come from? How does it happen? We fund it through with your voucher. We take care of the loan and when we lock the rate with CalHFA, we make a reservation for the funds. They call it a reservation system, different than the reservation on the portal. But on the loan side, we make a reservation for the funds. We lock the rate for it, and then when it's time to fund, we have it all timed and organized where they fund on the same day that we fund the first mortgage. The first mortgage being the actual big mortgage that you're borrowing. So in the example of 900,000, the first mortgage would be 750,000. something like that, or 700 and something thousand. And then the, yeah, 750,000. And then the second would be the 150,000. Yeah,
Second mortgage.
sorry.
The second mortgage.
The second mortgage. Yeah, 150,000 would be the second mortgage.
So you're gonna finance it?
Sorry.
So who financed it?
Who finances it? CalHFA,
The,
state.
the difference.
The difference of
Yeah.
the 150,000?
Yeah.
The state would. Yeah, CalHFA would.
Mm,
Yeah, that's why we really like CalHFA right now.
that's good. So it means those who have no capacity to have down payment can be assisted. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the question is, so this is made for people who don't have a down payment? I would say so. Yeah, I think this is really, down payment assistance programs are really intended to help those who just every day just could not. Honestly, I don't really know how people can even save up 150, 200,000 in the first place. Like, let's buy a home in 3 years. Okay, let's start saving up $200,000 from now and 2 years from now. I know it's kind of crazy, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
to be honest, right?
to be honest, it's kind of hard.
Especially this kind of inflation rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jack.
So so let's say if I have a client and a buyer, it's like, hey, I want to take advantage of this. So what, besides the income limits, what other
Right. Okay.
qualifications that they need?
This is good. Okay, so in summary, you meet a client and they want I think, Joe, you have your questions. Any issues with VA? No, no issues with VA. You can't do a VA loan with us, by the way, but
You
if you're a
can.
veteran, huh?
You can or can't?
Cannot,
Can,
cannot, yeah.
it's a different
Yeah.
type.
Right, right. Different loan program, yeah. So the question is like, if we meet a client interested in this program, what do we do? Well, first, I would talk to them about the program so they know that you're an amazing realtor and you know your stuff. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, okay, you're in the conversation, they're still interested. What are some things to ask the client to make sure that it's right for them? I would ask if they're a first-time home buyer. All applicants are first-time home buyers. And if at least one of them is a first-generation home buyer. First-generation home buyer. So that means one applicant's parents can never have owned a property, right? Or don't own a property today, I should say. Don't own a property today.
3 years, right?
For that one, I think they just don't need to own a property today. At least that's how it worked in the second round. Yeah.
Mhm.
And if they ever say, "Oh, I'm not a first-time home buyer," or if they say, "Oh, one of us, all of our parents own properties," just FYI, as a lender, I have a lot of these conversations. Don't just say you don't qualify. Sorry. Just say, well, talk to somebody and then let's see what we can figure out. You don't, because if they're there to talk to you, I have a client who, I'm gonna tell you a story. This is early in my career. They're like, I must have an FHA loan. And for that situation, the FHA loan on the ranks of all loans was the most expensive loan for them. And I told them that. And then my mentor at that time was, and because they kept insisting FHA loan, if they really want the FHA loan, just give them the FHA. Just give it to them. Because they're gonna just keep looking for the person who's gonna give it to them. You don't need to fight them right now. It's not the time to have that conversation, you know? I own 5 houses. Okay, well, you asked about Dream for All. I'm gonna tell you about it. You own 5 houses? You know what? Talk to my lender if you're interested in buying this house. See what we can figure out for you. You know? No, you cannot, you don't qualify for Dream for All. Bye. Yeah, that's not really how that goes.
They're just going to the regular screening, right? The credit score, income.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You still have to qualify for a traditional conventional loan. Yeah, Dream for All, because of the first mortgage, it's a conventional loan. So you have to qualify for the first mortgage to get the second mortgage. The second mortgage is pretty easy. You just have to be below income limits, first-time home buyers, first-generation home buyer. A regular conventional loan does not have any of those restrictions.
So the moment they qualify to the first level, they will be pretty sure qualified to the second loan. That's the point.
Yeah, you have to
First
double, you have
screening,
to make
yeah.
sure, because you could, if you don't have any of the things on the second, like if you're not a first-time home buyer, you can still do a conventional loan. If you're not a first-generation buyer, you can still do a conventional loan. If you make 500,000 a year, you can still do a conventional loan. Yeah,
Quick question, you said first generation home buyers.
yeah.
What if their son owns a home? Are they gonna check on their sons or they only check on?
Right, it's a good question. So the question is what if the
Some parents,
applicants,
they don't have a home yet, but their son.
Right.
owns a home.
that's a really good
Is the
question.
Parents gonna be qualified.
That happens sometimes. So what if your applicants are applying, but then their son owns a home, but their parents don't own a home, they're still considered first generation home buyers.
The parents, the parents.
That's right. Exactly.
You have a winner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All three of you need to start a business. Just kidding.
Start gathering, start hanging out with the senior.
So pass no flyers.
in.
What's the cost for the application for this round? Just buying your loan officer a cup of coffee. That's all. No, you're good, Mike. He bought me a lot. He bought me a matcha. No, there's no cost. Yeah, there's no cost. Yeah. For pre-approvals in general, I would say there's usually not a cost. Yeah. I think I'll probably, if there's no more questions, I'll probably end with saying, I think a lot of clients, when they're going to open houses, they're always hearing you should get pre-approved. You should get pre-approved, right? Because you want to make sure they're pre-approved.
Yeah.
I would say in 2026, let's just change the verbiage a little bit. It makes a difference, these little small things. Say you want get some mortgage education from my lender. He'll take the time to talk to you. I'm gonna say that again, right? So you should get pre-approved by lender, see how much you qualify for. Oh, this guy just wants me to buy a house. No. I would say in 2026, say everyone's saying that to every open house they go to. What I would say is if they have questions about a program, can I buy with 3% down? What's Dream for All? With all these different programs, you don't need to know the answers, right? You can help if you want, but if you don't know the answers, even if you know or you don't know, you just say, you know, we can give you some mortgage education. Talk to my lender. He's a really patient guy. He's here. He just likes helping people. It's a no pressure kind of a transition. You should go get pre-approved. That's a little bit of pressure. I don't know if people know that. It's like, oh, I got to go get pre-approved, submit documents, and do loan applications. My job is to convert them. You get them to me, I convert them. Right? You've done enough to hand the baton to me. Let me do my thing. I'm not just a guy that goes, here's a loan app and here's some documents. Do it. Call me later. I don't do that, right? Or loan officers in general, they don't do that. My job is to convert too. So you introduce, sell a mortgage education. Mortgage education is a different framing. I have so many questions, but I gotta let you pull my credit to ask you questions. They're really thinking that, just so you know. They're really thinking that. So just make it less pressure. Mortgage education, we're just here to help you. My mortgage lender is so patient, so helpful. You want just call him, talk to him for 5 seconds, or talk to him for 30 minutes. Up to you. That's how I would say it. Talk to him for 5 seconds, talk to him for 30 minutes. Up to you. Yeah. And then I'll give my mortgage lender a heads up that you just want education, if you want. Would you like me to just do I'll call him and then I'll do a three-way text. By the way, the three-way text works best for me. Because if you send an email or phone call, it's kind of a little hard. People love texting this in 2026. So I'm very tuned in. Yeah. Group text. Yeah. When you do a group text, you can see me schedule a time with your client right there. Because if you just give me their number, and I schedule a call with them next Wednesday because that was their first available, you're gonna be wondering, man, when is Tim gonna call my client? But then you see in the group text, I scheduled it for next Wednesday because that was their first available. Yeah.
Give us the number.
Yeah.
Give us your number.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Land prospect.
Sure. Which brokerage are you with?
I work with EXP.
Oh, you're with
I
EXP now?
stopped last year and I'm coming back.
Oh, great.
I was badly sick. And
You were what?
I was badly sick. last year.
Oh, okay, got it,
So-
sure. But you're joining EXP again?
Yes.
Oh, great. Who are you joining under?
With it's Wayne Wong
Wayne Wong's team?
who
Oh,
brings
great.
me here. I used to be with William Keller with Daniel.
In Alhambra?
Daniel, yeah.
Yeah, Alpha Valley
Daniel,
Boulevard.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Watching.
I'm really excited.
I'll give you my card after this. I'll write down my number for you right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say something real quick for this program. Like really
Thank you
just
so
put-
much.
sure. I had a mind map, I don't really do open houses anymore. But if I were to do open houses or if I'm prospecting my clients, what I would like to do is just use this as an opportunity to talk to people.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're right.
It's a good program where it really does help a selected group of people. Right, not all, right? I would say probably 78.
You know, I'm working in a skilled nursing home. And there's a lot of nurses and
Yeah.
medical workers who really like to buy, but you know, the down payment thing.
So
So it will
many
really
nurses
help them,
qualify.
yeah,
But Joseph has a question.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Dream for All, specifically Dream for All. Dream for All only goes with conventional. CalHFA has other FHA and other types of programs, but they do not work in convention with they do not work in conjunction with Dream for All. Yeah, CalHFA has FHA products, but
Thank
Dream
you.
for All only works with conventional. As a matter of fact, Dream for All doesn't only works with Fannie Mae. They don't even work with Freddie Mac. Actually, it's how specific it is.
One thing
Yeah.
that I will say, as I was talking about the mind map part, let's say if you're doing an open house or where you're talking to people and using this topic or people ask you about this, then what you can do is, like what Timothy was saying, give them some basic information, but the key thing is to bring them to the next step, which is setting the appointment with the lender. Because
Yes,
Timothy has
yeah.
120 programs. And I don't know, I don't know 120 programs. I will explain to them, it's kind of like buying a car, but not really like buying a car. Because if you're buying a Lexus, you can go into Lexus or you can go to a broker to
Yeah.
find the right Lexus for you.
Yes.
And but this, you're getting the money. Money doesn't really matter where you get it. At the end of the day, you just want to go somewhere that can give you the most option possible, right? Which Timothy has a lot of options, and he can talk to your client, do the heavy lifting, bring the conversation forward to the next stage, and then when it's ready, then you know when to show the properties.
Guys, I have doctor programs that's 0% down, no mortgage insurance. I have jumbo programs that let you 10% down on jumbo. I have stuff that nobody has. Nobody has. And everything in between.
Do you have like a one sheet for Dreamfall? Or does Dreamfall have a one sheet?
I could probably come up with something for you. Yeah.
You have a one sheet for your 120 program.
It's in font size 3, but we have it.
One last question, Tim.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, you may not have an answer for this, but 30 years after when the program is due and the bill is due,
Yeah.
and let's say the client's financial situation hasn't changed and they don't have anywhere else to move, like what happens then? They just have, is there like a payment
Yeah.
plan for that, or like what do they do?
It's a great question. I would refinance them out of that program into a regular, into some other kind of loan program. Yeah. So let's say that $900,000 thing, and in 30 years, it can appreciate to anything we want. But let's just say it appreciates to double. So the math is easier. So you start just multiply by 2. Then let's just say 30 years from now, it goes to 1.8 million. So they pay 15% because the original was like 150,000, which is almost 15% of 900,000. They would pay back 150,000 plus basically another 150,000, basically, right?
Yeah, with interest.
So it's 300,000.
Yeah.
But so they owe 300,000 and they paid off the first mortgage. So that original first mortgage is gone. So they owe 300,000, but their home is worth 1.8 million. We just do a refinance, a regular refinance.
Gotcha. Yeah, start the couple.
Yeah,
Have a good interest rate, right?
whatever raised at that time. Yeah. Yes.
Actually, I just want to share. We've been doing that in the Philippines. I'm a broker there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like some
Yeah.
share appreciation?
That's
Okay.
why, yeah, we do second mortgage. So in that, I was late, sorry. What we do, the second mortgage, another, thing to be added into the monthly amortization.
Mhm.
That's what's going to happen, right?
There's no monthly payment on this one.
Oh, for
Yeah.
there's no monthly payment for the second mortgage.
That's right.
So what happens then? The second mortgage,
It's
that
it's interest free. Yeah, no payments need to be made.
up to how many years?
Until you sell or refinance the home. Yeah. Or when the 30 years is over.
30 years.
Mhm. Yeah. It's the only way that they make money is not through interest. The way they make money is through the shared appreciation.
Sure, that's
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
So what's the rate of the share of appreciation?
So it's around like 15-20% down, depending on how much you borrowed. Yeah,
The ratio.
right, and the ratio.
That's good, that's good. So it's better than what we're doing there because it will be added to the monthly amortization.
Right, right.
So
Normally we would have that here too, but then this one is sponsored by the state, so it's a little more generous than usual.
that's
Yeah.
good.
All right, any more questions from
Thank you
anybody?
so much.
No, thank you. Yeah, thanks for
Very
coming.
informative.
Yeah, good to have you back with EXP. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Jack, by the way. I don't know if you
Sure,
know
sure.
Jack. Do you know Jack?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Because
guys. Good to see you guys.
I saw
Call me or text me if you have any questions.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Let me ask
Go
you
ahead.
something.
Oh, stay for 1 second.
Josh, can you introduce yourself real quick?
Absolutely.
Josh is gonna. This is Josh. He's gonna introduce himself.
Give me like 2 to 3 minutes, real quick.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? My name is Josh, and
One second.
I'm Jack's boyfriend. I'm kidding.
Wow.
No.
You're too good for him.
I'm the owner of Montana Travel. What we do is hospitality, rental management. That's short-term rental, mid-term rental, also Airbnb. Was there something you wanted me to say? Or?
Yeah, so the main thing is Josh is one of our partners and affiliating partner. He's supporting our office as far as events, trainings, etc. And yeah, he does short-term rental, mid-term rentals, just like what he mentioned. And so obviously we're on the front line talking to clients where clients sometimes are looking for investments, looking to buy property, but sometimes they don't want to just stick with the long-term option. What Josh can do is you can help them analyze the property, right? Can you share with them what you can do if agents running the client looking for investment properties?
Oh, yes, absolutely. If they are looking for investment properties, a way to get more money than market rent is to furnish it and then lease it out, right? Should I go over some of the other advantages?
Just
Okay,
basic, yeah.
One of the biggest advantages now this year is Trump put out a bill January 1st, 2025, that allows normal W-2 people to have real estate professional status on their taxes, especially when coming to depreciate your asset, right? So you guys as real estate professionals, whenever you guys have a real estate property, you guys get extra depreciation on it. REAPS, right? The W-2 guys, the doctors, the lawyers, they don't get that until January 1st. Kind of messed up to say, but the reason why Trump did that was because, and I'm not sure if this is a theory or if it's confirmed, if anyone knows, um, when he starts deporting a lot of people, he doesn't want to cause a real estate crash. So he has to put incentives for other people to buy real estate to kind of keep it afloat. That's the theory. So there's a lot of incentives now. If you guys have clients that are W-2, high earning W-2 income earners, they can actually qualify for these same benefits that you guys get, where they couldn't get it before, right? I'm not a tax advisor. I definitely can link you guys up with a really, really good tax advisor. I would not take advice from a tax advisor that has not done this before because they'll want to play it safe. They'll want to just tell you don't do it, right? Because they don't want to take on the risk, right? But I can refer you to someone that can do all that. I'll give you an example. I have a presentation, I can show it later, but let's say you have a W-2 client, they make $250,000 a year, right? Without this deduction, they can't write any of it off. With it, let's say they write off 100,000, now they're only taxed on 150,000. And you just help that client, that W-2 client do that, right? So this is huge. This is why Airbnb is kind of popping up everywhere. But the issue is people don't know how to do it, right? They want the tax savings, now they got the tax savings. What the heck do I do with this house, right? So number one. Number two is if it's a multi-unit, right? Multi-units, they're not appraised by the square footage or what it was sold for based off of the other comparables. It's usually appraised based off of rental income, right? With Airbnb, with short-term rental, with mid-term rental, you can actually increase the rental income because it's generating more than market rents. And if you can show that to a bank, you can get qualified for more money. You can cash out, refinance more money. Potentially, that's enough money to get another property. Hey, that's extra commission for everybody, right? And the third one off the top of my head,
It's okay.
it's cool. It's fun. People have fun with it. You can have access to, oh yeah, long-term tenants. You don't have to deal with them anymore. Everyone has a horror story or heard about a horror story with a long-term tenant because California is very pro-tenant because that's just how the politics in the state works. With short-term rental and mid-term rental, you don't have to deal with it. You're dealing with some of the highest paying people, corporations. They're not going to give you problems like that. Not to say there's anything wrong with tenants. You know, I'm a tenant, but yeah, that's kind of the main thing. It's the problems with short-term rental is it's hard. It's a whole business. You got to get all these things down. You got to get marketing. You got to get your staff, your staff management, accounting. You got to know how to do it. And on top of it, once you learn how to do it, it's going to change every month. So you got to stay on top of that, on top of your W-2 job, on top of your other real estate investments. It's tough. It's not easy. People come into Airbnb all the time. Within 6 months, they drop out. If you guys go on Airbnb.com right now, there's a million houses that are not even making income, right? And so that's why I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here. I can manage Airbnb properties. But before that, obviously, if you guys send me an address, I can find the rental capacity or the rental projections. I've done it for Jack right here. I can find the rental projections of what that house might make. Some of them might not work out. Might not pencil out. Others may really pencil out. So it all depends. But I'm happy to, if you guys send me an address and a little bit of information, get that report made for you.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
All right. Any last thought? Everybody good? All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining. Okay.